Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to auscastnetwork.com for details.
In a world where everyone says hello,
they dare to say,
g'day.
Yeah, g'day.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah, g'day. Yes. Good day. Yeah. G'day. Yeah. G'day. Yeah. Yeah. Good day.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Good day.
G'day. Hey. Yeah. G'day. Yeah. G'day, Tim.
Yeah, g'day, Leon.
Yeah. G'day, everyone.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Welcome to Yeah G'day, the complete guide to Australia.
Mm.
You are sitting in a position today where your eyes are
Yeah.
totally blocked by the pop filter.
I'm looking at you through the filter because I'm close enough to look through, but I know you can't see me.
I can see you enough. Tim's like Ned Kelly / a fly. Is everything like a fly right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
So this will be some fun audio stuff, the visual comedy.
Yeah, we've positioned ourselves weirdly, so that's good. And I've got to look down at my laptop a lot as well.
That's going to be great. We need head mics. Like
Yeah.
we need Britney Spears mics so we can move around.
Yeah, that'd be
Do
good.
people do that? That'd be genius podcasting.
Yeah, the sound would be terrible.
Oh yeah, bad audio quality. Tim, this week you and I did I did two things and you did one thing that is of interest
Okay.
to everyone.
Sure.
Only in this entire week you only did one, I did two.
Yeah, that's pretty true, actually.
On Monday we caught up with some of our Canadian friends that we haven't seen in 4 years or some shit. And in the day I went to the State Library, the Victorian State Library.
State Library, yes, that's
which
correct.
I'll talk about in a second because that will be a good segue.
Mm-hmm.
But in the night time, we went to the Big Bash,
We watched the cricket.
the cricket,
It was good,
the
actually.
2020. It was actually quite fun. The highlight were the Seagulls descending on the pitch in like the last 2 overs. They were like, it was like
It got to
all these
like,
seagulls.
it was like 10 o'clock and they were like, sorry, we booked the pitch from 10 o'clock. I know you guys are wrapping up, but we'll just share with you until you're ready to go.
And please stop shooting
And
flames.
there was a lot of them as well.
The fact that a seagull didn't get set on fire
Yeah.
by the flames,
Or get hit by the ball.
which is automatic win.
Yeah.
The best part about a seagull is that when you see it running along the the cricket pitch, is that you know that its little legs are working like super fast.
And they're running so fast as well.
But like they created their own storyline. They were the most interesting part. But the game itself, as we said, quite good. It's as we said, the commercialized cricket where you hit the ball as far as you can. Now there was a little girl in front of us who was not having a bar of us having fun. I made the foolish mistake. I thought there were enough seats in the row that we would have a gap between us and this awkward teen couple.
No.
There were not. I sat next to them. I put my arm around them. It was great.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward, to be honest. I was right on the other end. I didn't care.
Yeah, I made a bad choice. But our friend Ben, who is Canadian, he tells us, he was the highlight of the game as well.
Yeah, he was having a good time.
Because we tried to teach him things to shout. So we taught him how's that, which he thought was like, how is that? Or how was that?
Yeah.
Or then we started saying, where's that? Or who was that?
Yeah.
His other quote was sign them up.
Yeah.
If anyone did anything that was good. It's like when I forget what they were called. It was a group of Indian
Drummers.
And Ben was like, good hands, sign them up.
Yeah.
I taught him, we got him to say good hands or great hands.
Oh, yeah. Good hands.
But his best call was just shouting the words, cricket,
Yeah.
cricket.
He was having a good time.
And because of him, everyone thought that I think we were all Canadian, so we got away with not knowing what was going on. Because I know enough, but then Elise started asking questions, and I was like, I don't know the answer to half these
I
questions.
sort of knew what was going on most of the time, yeah.
And nothing beats... What was your burger? Like $12?
I think closer to 15 actually, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely not a cheap burger.
And
I would also add not a good burger. And the chips were cold.
My chicken tenders are actually quite good. The best part for you is that Elise and I went to get our food and Tim wanted a pack of salt and vinegar chips and he gave us a $5 note and he was like, that should cover it. It was $5.50.
It was, yeah, it
no, it was
did
$5.20,
not cover
sorry.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, when a $5
For a
note,
packet of chips.
yeah, it was
Insane.
ridiculous.
Insane.
But anyway, so we did that, so we're totally Australian now. But the thing that I did during the day is, as I said, I went to the State Library in Victoria. If you've never gone there, you need to go. Because I went for the first time in what is now 2 years. Our 2-year anniversary of moving to Melbourne was the other day. And I'd never gone. Holy shit, it's cool. It's just a cool old place with like it's awesome. But upstairs, they've got the two kind of exhibition space. Oh, well, there's two exhibitions in the like 2 or 3 levels or whatever it is. One of them is the history of words or books or some shit, or the written word or something.
Right.
Super cool. Like a whole bunch of really old shit, some new shit. A little bit of L. Ron Hubbard appeared there as well to spark your buddy, whatever he wrote, science fiction pickle.
Right.
But obviously, that is where they have the Ned Kelly exhibit, including pieces of paper from the Drilldery letter, a gun, I forget whose gun it was, Aidan Phelan will tell us who it was, and the big point is Ned Kelly's armour.
Oh, the armour.
It was kind of weird
Yeah.
to stand in front of it, because you read so much about something, and then you see it. The only issue that I had is that it was kind of anticlimactic in a way, and I can't describe how.
Okay.
We've spoken about before, when I went to Old Melbourne Jail and stood in Ned Kelly's cell, it had a vibe to it.
Okay.
But standing in front of the armor, I was like, well, that should surely be a big vibe, like that he was in that, getting shot down and stuff. No real vibe.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a sterile environment.
Yeah, it's in a glass cabinet.
Yeah.
It is super interesting to look at it, because the craftsmanship is really interesting. And yeah, the fact that like there's all bullet dents in that. And then there's also his death mask, which is interesting. But what was fun is that, because as I said, our friends Ben and Mel, they're Canadian, and we took them through that exhibit. And as we always say, to other countries, Australia's fascination with bushrangers is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Especially considering Ned Kelly is heralded as a hero.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't happen in other places. Like, because Billy the Kid and that kind of stuff, like the Cowboys and that, I feel like they still have a strong villain side to them.
Yeah.
The bushrangers have that Robin Hood.
Yeah.
So it was actually really enjoyable to take them through and be like, oh, look at this thing, I'll check out this thing. And like, because I kind of breezed through some parts because I either knew it or wasn't in the mood for reading, but like they kind of really wanted to like have a look at everything and read about it. And
Yeah.
it's also really weird being with people that didn't know heaps about Ned Kelly, because as we say in Australia, you just kind of know everything.
Yeah.
And these guys didn't have
Never
a
really
huge
heard
entry
about
point.
it. Yeah.
So we did that, and that was great.
Cool.
Speaking of Ned Kelly,
Yeah.
I can't
Here's
think of
somebody who's not Ned Kelly at all.
Here's someone who, as I always say, I think I'm gonna have to send back my membership card to ilikebushrangers.com, because every time that we get to a new Bushranger episode, I realize that I don't know anything about the Bushranger,
Yeah.
and I always think of myself as a Bushranger kind of person. It's just Ned Kelly, really.
How much is a membership for that website?
$25 for a year, or if you sign up for 3 years, it's $15 a year.
Oh, okay. All taken at once in a lump sum?
3 easy payments.
Yeah.
But not across the 3 years. It's one in the first 6 months.
I feel like you just...
Second one
Yeah, right.
comes 9
What an
months.
unusual way to do it. Okay.
But so the Bushranger we're talking about, I think, is kind of, I guess, one of the second most notables. Like he's up there.
Yeah,
he's up there with Ned. But
got
because I don't know about him.
An interesting trajectory as I was reading through his life and doing the research. You can kind of see why a lot of them end up that way. It's usually the police being fuckers to their family or something like that.
That's
and then
the
they end
technical
up
term.
being like, yeah, this is not happening. His is sort of that way, but also kind of not.
Okay.
His is a little bit more personal, I think.
Oh, this time it's personal.
Yeah, but let's talk. We're talking about Ben Hall.
Yeah, let's
we say his name?
Yeah. Can we go the whole episode without talking about him? This
His-
Bushranger was born.
His name is Benjamin Hall.
Ben Hall, yeah.
A junior.
The second.
Important to note. He was born 9th of May 1837.
Right.
His father's name was also Benjamin, so
Okay.
Benjamin Senior or Ben Senior, and his mother's name Eliza. They were both transported here for minor offences.
Uh-huh.
So they both came here as convicts, did not know each other, met here.
Cute.
Kismet, right? Ben Senior got his ticket to leave in August of 1832, but Eliza was still a convict up until 1834 when she was given her ticket of leave. So
Eliza did the hard shit.
he just hung about.
She fucked someone up.
After that, they moved to the Hunter, and they had numerous kids,
Hunter Valley.
which the Hunter Valley, area in New South Wales, of which Ben Hall is the fourth child and the third son.
Fourth child, third son.
Yeah,
Got it.
One
So
of
they
them
had a
is
daughter in
is
there
a daughter.
somewhere.
Yeah. So Ben Senior worked as an overseer on the Doona Run near Murrurundi, The Doona Run, I'm guessing, is a property.
Right.
They usually refer to them as runs around this
So
period.
it's not about Doonas. It's not like the
No.
trip you took to sell Doonas.
No. Well, I mean, maybe.
Doonas.
It was, I think it was perhaps a sheep run. And Eliza, his wife, was domestic work in Ben's boss's house. Ben Senior. Ben Senior's boss's house, yeah. Samuel Clift was his name. So they worked there up until there was a drought in 1838, 1839. Actually caused Samuel Clift, he moved all the stock back to the hunter from where they were, which means Ben lost his job. But during his time there, he had actually found this sweet little spot in this isolated valley that had permanent water, really good grazing. So what he did was he basically took that land and started just collecting wild horses and wild cattle, or escaped cattle that he'd found.
Okay.
So he started collecting them up. Then later on, in 1842, he bought some land in the town itself, set up a butcher, and so he started selling meat and fresh vegetables there in the town.
So Ben's a bit of a businessman, Ben Senior.
Yeah, Ben Senior was doing all right.
He's got it going on.
Doing quite well, actually.
The little house sounds quite nice.
Yeah, it does actually. It does sound really cool. So then they're there. Then in 1850, it never specifically says that he and Eliza broke up or what happened to Eliza, but Ben Senior ended up moving with the kids, including Ben Junior, and perhaps a new wife and a stepson.
Jeez.
It mentions a stepson. I don't really know exactly what happened, but they ended up moving to the Lachlan River area. And during all this time, Ben Hall's learning bushcraft and looking after stock and stuff like that.
Is bushcraft paper mache or
I imagine so.
Macaroni stuck to paper?
Yeah, it's gum nuts and pine needles.
I did that art. Did you do the art where it was gum nuts and gum leaves and dirt and glue?
A lot of dirt. It's predominantly dirt and glue.
It's mainly a dirt-based art form.
So they did that. 1856, Ben Jr. We're talking more. If I say Ben from now on, I'm not talking about Ben.
I like how you say Ben Hall, as if that clarifies. No, that's still the dad.
Ben Senior's kind of out of the story.
Yeah, Ben
now.
Senior's dead now.
I'm sure he's still alive.
No,
I'm still he's fine.
We've just written,
but he's not in it now. So Ben marries Bridget Walsh in Bathurst.
Oh, bless.
He's 19 at the time. 1859 and 1860, he ends up leasing his own run called Sandy Creek. It's about 10,000 acres. Jeez. With a friend of his named John Maguire, just near Forbes. This is when things start to go to shit right now. Around 1861, 1862, his wife Bridget left with their son Henry with another stockman named James Taylor. Took off.
As in the guy that wrote Fire and Rain.
I assume so. Yeah. Yeah. All the best music's from the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
So,
The 1860s. Well, that's not great.
No, not fantastic. So, I mean, it never specifically says, but I imagine he's not in a great state of mind at this time. He starts associating with a bushranger who's not a great guy by the name of Frank Christie, who goes by the alias Gardner, Frank Gardner, I think.
Oh, yeah, we did Frank Gardner.
Yeah, we did. So he starts associating with him. He's not a good person.
Influence.
1862, Ben's arrested for participating in an armed robbery near Forbes of a gentleman named Bill Bacon, but the charges are dropped when one of the witnesses randomly changes his evidence, so they don't have enough to stick it to them.
Right.
Not long after that, Gardner leads a group of 8, including Ben, to rob a gold escort coach near Ugauri in New South Wales. So they steal a lot of banknotes and about 2,700 ounces of gold, which was worth about £14,000 at the time.
Jesus.
So that's nowadays monies. I don't even know what
It's probably a good couple of million.
Yeah, enormous amount. They were arrested for that in July. But once again, they didn't have enough evidence. Somehow they didn't have enough evidence to get it to stick. So he was actually released in August again.
This man has many, many ounces of gold, but it could have come from anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know what they did with the gold. I assume Gardner probably took it all. At this time, the Sandy Creek lease is still going, but they end up getting rid of it because he's got too many legal costs because of all of these convictions he's got against him.
Yeah.
So he ends up dropping it. It's around here that he starts drifting through a Wedden Wyoga area. I don't actually know where that is. It's in New South Wales. starts associating with other undesirables, John O'Meally, Johnny Gilbert, Patsy Daly. We haven't talked about
All
any
the
of
people.
them, but not great people. There's several confrontations with the police that occur, and for some reason this results in Inspector Pottinger, which is one of the police that he has a real issue with, burning down Ben Hall's hut at Sandy Creek.
Yeah, you really got to piss someone off for that.
Yeah, he just burns it down. It doesn't really explain why, but he does it.
Man, it was entertainment was so light on back in the 1860s.
Yeah, just like fuck it.
He got burned down his
Anyway,
house.
at this time he just kind of goes off the rails. Him and his whole end of the gang bail up Robinson's Hotel in Canal Indra in New South Wales. Although they were really nice about it. This is another one of those stories where basically all the travellers and everyone in the town was required to stay in the hotel, but they weren't mistreated. They were given food, they were given entertainment. The local policemen, however, were locked in their own cell and, not treated very well. But when all of the hostages were set free from the hotel, the gang insisted on paying the hotelier and giving the townspeople expenses. They gave them a bunch of money.
Okay.
Basically, their specific aim going in was that they wanted to show that a gang could act nicely.
Right.
Okay. That they could do that, but still belittle the police.
Yeah, good. You can still treat the police badly.
Yeah,
but
and they did it obviously very, very well. And this is what we talked about a million times. Like, this is a common factor at the time. People did not like the police because they were real fuckers.
Oh,
not
yeah,
all
back
of them,
then,
but
definitely.
a lot of them were real difficult people and made people's lives difficult. So not long after that, they raided Bathurst and took that for a few days, 3 days, I think. And they were taking over various different things. Mickey Dunn, though, was one of the groups. He ended up being killed at Dunn's Plains during one of their campaigns. John Vane surrendered to the police, and O'Meally was shot dead in an attack at Goymbla Station near Eugowra. So there was 5 in the gang originally. Now we're down to 2.
Not going well.
No, things are not going well. 1864, Ben's still going with Gilbert. He picks up a few others, Dunleavy and an older guy named James Gordon. 64, during a robbing of a mall coach at Black Springs, John Gilbert shot and killed Sergeant Parry. 1865, January, Constable Nelson gets shot and killed by John Dunn.
Mm-hmm. We did John Dunn, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. These guys are getting a little off
getting
the
out
rails
of hand
now, yeah. It's one of those things, if you ever listen to anything about true crime and serial killers, there's always like the first kill, but then after that it kind of normalizes, and that seems to have been what happened here.
Yeah.
They start killing police, and then it's kind of just what they do now.
Happening.
They don't care too much about it.
No. Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah. We get to early 1865, and the authorities are finally like, we got to do something about this. So they passed the Felons Apprehension Act through Parliament of New South Wales for the specific purpose of declaring Hall and his comrades outlaws, meaning that they would be outside the law and could be killed at any time by anyone without warning.
It's still, because we talked about that. I think we mainly talked about it with Ned Kelly and stuff like that. It's just the worst.
Basically, the police are so pissed off that just give everybody free rein. It's so weird that they were able to do that.
Like, it's all of the human rights are being violated there, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, 100%. But keeping in mind, they did this in 1865. It's estimated between 1863 and 1865, Hall and the gang, various different members at different times, committed about 100 robberies in that time period. It's estimated.
That's a fair amount of robberies.
It's a decent amount, yeah.
Not many killings, though.
Yeah, it actually makes them him one of the most prolific bushrangers of the period.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
That's more than the Kelly gang, is it not? Didn't the Kelly gang just do the couple of big ones?
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, it's definitely more than that.
Like 100 heaps.
I don't think. I mean, it doesn't name all of them, all specifically, but 100 is
I want a
lot.
breakdown of every robbery.
These guys
please.
are going friggin' crazy at this time.
Hey, look,
Anyway.
when it rains, it pours.
May 1865, so not long after they've passed the act, Hall and the others realise they've got to get out of New South Wales. They're not going to be able to survive here now that anyone can shoot them for absolutely no reason. So first they retreat to an isolated area on the Goobang Creek, just northwest of Forbes. So they intend to gather fresh horses, get some provisions. They're going to go north, presumably to Queensland. But their whereabouts are reported to the police by a man that they call Goobang Mick Connolly. Goobang Mick is in inverted commas.
Goobang
That's
Mick?
his weird nickname that he
Whatever
has.
those words mean.
And he had actually earlier promised to give the gang assistance and protection. So he betrayed them, told the police where they are. Late April, Hall actually temporarily separates from his companions. He says he's going to meet them at Goobang Creek a bit later on. I'm assuming the police got to Goobang Creek, got the others, and they're just waiting for Hall to get there.
Yeah, well, if they know he's going to be there, you may as well just hang out.
So they're hidden in the bush, just hanging out. And then at dawn on the 5th of May, as he's riding in, Hall's ambushed by 8 well-armed policemen who shoot him at least 30 times as he tries to run away.
30 is a lot of times. Did they have revolvers back then? I think they did.
I don't know, but...
Some not very good ones. That would have been... It would have been hard to shoot someone 30 times, what I'm saying.
30 times, yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, he falls, and it's said that he held himself up on a sapling after he'd fallen, and he said, "I'm wounded, shoot me dead," and then he died seconds later. That is
pretty brutal.
Police brutality at its finest. Like, that is insane. Why did they have 8 people to take out one guy and shoot him 30 times? That's crazy.
The thing that's great. So when I was looking at good old Guide to Australian Bushranging by our friend Aidan Phelan, the 2 things that I read, one of them was that Ben Hall never shot anyone.
Well, yeah, all of the times people get killed, it's never Ben that does it.
So Ben Hall never actually did the killing. Whether he instigated them or not, I think is another story. But they did a lot of robberies. Yeah. But still, he got shot a lot. But the second one is that with the Felons Apprehension Act, supposedly it hadn't, it may have been passed, but it didn't come into play yet. It was actually not.
Okay.
It wasn't.
So that's why they were getting out before it.
Well, yeah, but so that means that the killing kind of wasn't actually covered under the law. I didn't read that article in full.
But they're police, so surely it would be semi-okay. Although there's probably still be outrage about it anyway.
I was going to say, they probably still have to have some kind of reason to kill a man.
Yeah, especially if he's running away and they shoot him 30 times.
Yeah, so they would have been allowed to arrest him, but anyway. But so there was something there that I read that, a bit of a controversy around that not actually being passed yet. So he wasn't actually... Yeah,
Interesting.
Anything else there on our friend Ben Hall?
No, that's the whole story.
The whole story.
The whole story.
Speaking of
his life,
Aidan, he's got that movie in the works, Glen Rowan, and before that, Blood and Thunder, I think, is the one about Stringy Bark Creek.
Yep.
And the director on that is the guy that directed The Legend of Ben Hall, which came out in 2017 or something.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that yet, but supposedly it was great. So
Fantastic.
There's a movie about Ben Hall out there.
Get out there, watch it.
It's meant to be very good.
Yeah. I'd love to see the way that they have him descend into all of this. Because he comes from a very good family, and even his own start in life seems to be quite good. Like Ned and stuff.
Yeah.
They try, but their family's quite poor and arguably pretty rough.
Oh, yeah.
So they started in a rough spot to begin with, but he seemed to be doing quite well until his wife and kid left.
He was fine.
Yeah.
What kind of beard has old Benny Hall got?
Let me just have a quick gander at him.
I think he's got an alright one. From what I remember.
Closed the thing.
Closed everything down. Tap, tap, tap.
I just closed the picture of him. He had mutton chops.
Nice.
And a little bit of a neck beard going
on.
Oh,
yeah, you got to have the neck beard.
Yeah. Not a huge amount.
Have you seen... Is it the middle of the scale? Probably. I saw a picture. One of them I thought he had an alright beard.
This is him. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, that's a real neck beard.
It's a real neck beard. Like, there's nothing on the flat part of his face kind of neck beard.
That picture comes somewhere in the lower end of the scale because he's got no moustache to connect it.
He looks like an Amish.
He was only 26 or 27 when he died,
Yeah, he wasn't very old.
I think.
This is from him when he was 25, this photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, as always, crazy. Tim, your beard, I assume, at this current point in time, smells delicious.
Yeah, it does. Thanks for asking.
And the only way that is achievable is by purchasing products from Bushrangers Brew.
Oh, specifically, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's no other way to do it. My beard stinks if I don't use Bushrangers Brew.
I get the real... I enjoy it myself lately because when I put my beard stuff in...
Yeah. Oh, hello.
What the devil's...
Tim's phone is possessed.
Yeah, it just decided to say something to me.
Unlock your own phone.
Don't tell me what to do. You don't own me. It kind of does. When I put it in, I can smell it all day long.
That's the real treat. It's not just for everyone else.
Yeah.
It's a treat for me.
I go around smelling like Rum Rebellion. All I can smell is cinnamon all day, and I love it.
It's a cinnamon rum rebellion.
It's a cinnamony, rummy sort of smell.
As I said, I've really got to try out one of those again because I've been on the Mystics for too long. So you use rum rebellion in the
balm,
wash or in the balm,
yeah.
And then your wash is
Bunyip Dreaming.
yes.
Yep.
Is your oil rum or bunyip?
Bunyip as well. Yeah.
And then I use Mystics across the board. But as I said, I will change it up. I've been putting it off. I'm just afraid of change.
Yeah, we all are.
And as I said before, one of them used to smell very woody, and it used to freak me out during bushfire season. I was always like, that might not have been his. That could have been someone else's. If you go to www.bushrangersbrew.com and use the coupon code YEAHG'day, all caps, not the word all caps, YEAHG'day's in all caps.
Yeah. The words all caps in lowercase.
It's like you're yelling.
Yeah.
You get 25% off your order. That's 25%. 25%.
Yeah.
Which is huge. That's a quarter of 100.
Correct.
So that saves you lots.
Yeah.
If you spend $100 there, you get $25 off.
That's mathematics
do the
does
maths.
work out. Yeah.
I did. So make sure you do that and follow Bushrangers Brew on all the social media. Thanks, Joel, for making us smell grouse.
Yeah. Cheers, bruv.
Tim.
Yeah.
What's that sound?
I don't know. What is it?
It's a Harold Holt watch.
Oh, yeah. Nah, yeah.
Seamless.
Yeah, nah. Yep.
If we ever get an award, I think it's only going to be for our seamless transitions into Harold Holt watch and our general segues, but definitely Harold Holt.
Segue.
Yeah.
Seg what?
Seg who?
Let me
How's
read
that?
this. Let me read this thing that I've got. Dear Tim and Leon, had to give you a story from New Year's that I think you'll really like. I live in a small town, so small I won't even bother naming it because you won't have heard of it.
Okay. That's a bit of an assumption.
Yeah, I presume he's right about that. We don't need to question that anymore.
No.
Anyway, we don't really have any fancy fireworks like you big city boys do for New Year's, but we're out on the back deck having some brews as it ticked over midnight, and suddenly we see fireworks. Mm-hmm. Well, we grab the kids up quick and rush down to the back fence, since it seems to be where they're coming from. Mm. We find an old bloke letting off the bangers, and the kids loved it. It went on for a good 15 minutes, and the whole time he's dancing around at the bottom like a leprechaun in a cartoon.
Okay.
Or some shit.
Yeah. Interesting.
Then finally, the last one goes off. Huge and crazy bright. We start clapping, but we can't see him through the smoke of the fireworks. I called out, "You alright, mate?" He yelled back, "Yeah, mate, don't worry. Old Harold will be with you in a minute." We waited for a minute or two, but then we saw that the smoke had cleared, and there was no one inside. I don't know what kind of New Year magic happened, but looking back, I reckon it's got to be Harold Holt. He even called himself Harold. What a treat.
What a treat indeed.
What a treat. All right, fellas. Keep up the good work and have a good one. Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Bri.
Brian.
What a strange situation.
Yeah.
I think Harold's starting to get a little bit fast and loose in his old age.
Yeah.
Dancing around with fireworks, letting off like the loudest possible thing.
Yeah. But he was in a town so small that nobody would know the name of it.
That's true. If you're in a town so small that no one knows the name of it, how can you ever be found?
That's true.
If a picture paints 1,000 words. Yeah, right. Interesting. I wonder if he, where he got those fireworks from then.
Probably Canberra.
That's true. Down at Fishwick.
Yeah.
that is a criminal offence, though, unless he was, I think, still in Fish Week to let them off. So
Well, he never says what state it was in, so I guess we'll never know.
Does he think we don't know where Fish Week is?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
It's in a town so small you'll never have heard of it. Sydney, Australia. Well, thanks for that, Brian. Always good to keep your eye out for Harold Holt. Watch out for fireworks. Make sure you stand back.
Let us know if you see him.
Tim, it's going to be a hot week.
I can't wait. I love
in Melbourne.
the heat.
I will be locking myself indoors. I'm using it as an excuse to do work before going back to school. I doubt any of it will get done.
Yeah.
Knowing my work ethic.
Yeah, right.
Which is, anyway. I think that's it. I've got nothing to announce, nothing to share.
No.
It's
life goes on as per normal.
Continues on. The year is in full swing. 2019, year of the G'day, as voted by Australia.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Now go make your Nana a cup of tea.
Yeah, drive over to her house, no matter how far away it is.
Better get in the car and drive to Sydney.
Yeah.
Thanks as always to Teylor Smirl for our wonderful cover art.
Yeah, and Curtis Fernance, Fern Tree Music.
Did you forget his name?
No.
Definitely.
No, mate.
That's not the case.
No. Great music. Introduction, outroduction. Harold Holt music. He actually composed, orchestrated, and performed it live. Every single episode. So
live from wherever Curtis lives.
Yeah.
Thanks to those people. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hey, drop us a review in whatever podcatcher you use, whether it be iTunes, Pocket Casts, or whether you just read the RSS feed.
Yeah. Maybe scream the name of the podcast on the public transport. Don't say anything else. Just scream it.
Yeah.
Yeah, g'day, the podcast. Then go silent for the rest of the trip.
I've been quite let down because in a lot of the hottest 100 votes, we're not in it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which is weird. Now, let alone are we an audio medium? That's one puts us in there. Number two, it's a podcast, which I think is what goes in the hottest 100.
I presume as
Number three, we have an album, guys.
We have more than 100 episodes as well. So really, it would just be a ranking of which episodes you like the most.
Your top 100 votes should be your favorite ranked Yeah G'day episodes. Maybe we should start like a Yeah G'day top 100, and we can just over the course of a day, we'll play every episode.
Oh Christ!
But yeah, we do have an album. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know why we're not in there. Are you not allowed covers in there? Is that why we're not in there?
I don't know.
Is it too easy for us to win?
Probably.
So yeah, do the review thing and share our show with someone. Because every time someone discovers it, a fairy gets its wings.
Yeah.
And that's something. Okay. It's been a long morning. It hasn't. As always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, g'day, Tim.
Yeah, g'day, Leon.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Yeah, g'day, everyone. Catches on the flippity flop.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.